Hey everyone, it's me, and I'm back again with another dolly video. Alright, so try to ignore the rain and just kind of focus on everything else, because I am outside and it is raining, because, well, I didn't feel like there was good enough light in my house, so I came out here. And if you haven't noticed yet, I did dye my hair red, and I think it looks fabulous. But anyway, back to the video. So if you haven't read the title of this video is why I don't work on number 1 through 3 chatty bodies. And that's because number 1 and 2 bodies had the, why is my phone sliding? Chatty bodies number 1 and 2 had the cloth covered speaker, and then there was a body number, or no, there was the unmarked chatty, which was a cloth covered, the number 1, which was marked but also had a cloth cover, and then the number 2 was the normal, like, it was like a cloth covered speaker but without the cloth, and it had the big circle around the speaker. And that one usually has a black box inside along with the number 1 and the unmarked ones. And I found those ones to be rather difficult and complicated to work on. So we're going to start with this one. This is my unmarked chatty that I got a few years back from a good friend of mine. And yeah, I tried working on her, and it didn't work out. Oh, something I totally just forgot. The point of this video. So sorry. One of my followers messaged me on Snapchat, and his name is Tyler Crawford. My glasses are fogging up like no other. It is really humid out here. Alright, so Tyler Crawford, hello. He messaged me on Snapchat and he asked me if I could help him fix one of his chatty dolls. And I'm like, yeah, sure. And so he's like, this is her, and he sent me a picture of her, and it was a chatty Cathy. I'm not sure if it was marked or unmarked. I think it was marked. I'm not entirely sure. But it looked just like this one. It had the cloth covered speaker, and she did not have a string. And he was asking me how he could fix her so that she could talk again. And yes, chatty Cathy. I love me some chatty Cathy. But anyway, he asked me if I could help him fix her, and he wasn't sure how to get the head off because he didn't want to, like, break her or break the flange. So I sent him a video, and I told him if her head is, like, kind of squishy, like this, you can just literally pull her head back like this, slowly and gently, because we don't want to break that flange. Whoops. That was her foot hitting the table. Nothing broke. So, and then there you have your head. And then you put it on just the same way. You start at one corner and just kind of wiggle it back on there. And then there you go. Her head is back on. Alright, so yeah, he asked me to help him fix her, and I said yes. And then he showed me the cloth covered speaker, and I'm like, unfortunately, I'm not sure how much help I'm going to be, because I tend to stay away from those numbered dolls, like the number 1s through 3. And that's because, one, because of the black box that is inside here. So not only do you have to crack open the sides, you also have to crack open, well, more like pry open, because that's what I always have to do. The ones with the cloth covered speakers and the black boxes inside, they never, ever, 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 ever crack evenly for me. They always give me some kind of trouble, and I always end up destroying them in, like, the worst way possible. So this one I got from a good friend, and this was probably the last one that I worked on. Like, ever. The last cloth covered speaker that I worked on ever. I do have another one downstairs. I think it's a first version, but she's marked. And surprisingly enough, I actually got her to talk. So after I got her talking, I'm just like, okay, I'm done with her. I'm not touching her no more. I sealed her up and I put her in a cabinet. And then that's where she's been ever since. And she's been talking away ever since. And, you know, she's just been a good little shelf girl. She is, isn't she? All this curl in her hair. This is how her hair looked when I got her. It all looks like original curl, and it's just really nice, and it's just pretty. So this is probably one of the only dolls that I have not washed or conditioned her hair or even touched it with a brush, because it is just, it's in really messy condition, but honestly I think it's in really good condition. So yes, yeah, she's a very wanted doll. And like I said, she does not have any markings down here. She's unmarked. Alright, so anyway, what I said earlier about not working on these because they never crack evenly, this is what I mean. All this uneven cracking right here, and this big gash right here, this is from trying to split her seams. I don't know if you guys know how I split my doll's seams. Um, But normally, I would stick them in the freezer. I would remove their head and stick them in the freezer for about a minute or two, just to let their body like get real cold. And then I take them out and I just slowly pull their limbs outward, and then that would usually snap this plastic all the way down, nice and even. And I would do that all the way around. But I did that with her, and clearly that was not the case. So yeah, she didn't crack very evenly. She cracked even more horribly on this side, because there's that gouge right there, and then there's a big crack going down this way, and then there's a big crack going across her stomach right here. This one was after I froze her. The first little bit cracked okay, but then it got to about right here, and then that's when it all just went bleh, because it cracked and then it just went straight across her back. So I didn't know what to do at that point. So I just kind of started pulling. I tried to pull these ones apart, and then this crack showed up. And I'm like, okay. So at that point, I kept going. Nothing, there was no other really major cracks like that. There is a little bit of messiness right here on her shoulder. It's cracked a little more than it should be. But yeah, so that's a reason why I don't work on these dolls, is because they never crack evenly. Plus the fact that even if they do crack evenly and everything else goes exactly the way I want it to, the voice box. It's even like, these voice boxes just, they hate me because I try cracking them open just like I do with the bodies and they never work. Hers had a bunch of cracks like this one that's on her stomach all the way around her voice box from where I tried to crack it open. So eventually, surprisingly, the entire box isn't destroyed. I got it open. I cleaned her record. I cleaned everything inside, put it all back together. Everything was in place and was fitting exactly the way it's supposed to. And then I get her back together, pull her string, and she does absolutely freaking nothing. That's what I mean. She does absolutely nothing. So, and after that happened, I went back in and I opened her up and I moved stuff around, and no matter what I did, no matter how hard I tried, it didn't work out for me. So, yeah. The one I was talking about earlier, the only cloth covered speaker I have that actually works, that was the only time since I started working on these dolls that I've had any luck whatsoever trying to repair a cloth covered speaker. Out of thousands of cloth covered speakers that I've worked on, I've only had one success. So if that says anything, that's why I don't work on the cloth covered speakers, because nothing happens. Now, I can't say that's how it is for other people that restore chatties. That's just how it is for me. I mean, everyone's different. Everyone works on dolls differently. You know, everyone has different outcomes. It's like a trial and error thing, I guess you could say. Um, I had plenty of trials and plenty of errors, and it just never worked in my favor, so I just kind of quit. This is the last doll I worked on. Hello! This is the last doll I worked on, and that's about it. I still work on the other dolls, like the number 4s and the number 5s. I work on those because they have the paper speakers instead of the cloth covered speakers, so everything on the number 5s is open. There's no black boxes to pry open on the inside. It's just after you open the body, that's that, and you can pretty much do everything you need to with only having to remove one small piece. So, but yeah, that is her. I know the lighting is kind of terrible, sorry. But yeah, so that's why I don't work on cloth covered speakers. And then there's the number 3 speakers. I also have a vintage talker talking PJ, but when I cracked her open, parts went everywhere now. I don't know. Oops. Hold on. Now I don't know how to put her back together. Yeah, any of the talking Barbies, talking small talks by Mattel, I don't work on any of those because I tried working on a small talk. Like you said, parts went flying and I never got her back together. So, same with the talking Barbies and the talking small talks, parts just went flying. So I'm just like, yep, I'm staying away from these because they don't work out in my favor. Alright, so number 3 speaker. We'll start with this one. I actually have 2 number 3 speaker dolls, and these just need to come off because her leg fell off because the jointing on this doll is not the best, and her legs don't like to stay on. So this is another one of my chatty Cathys. No, she is not Canadian. I put these eyes inside of her because I had a spare pair that I can't remember, or no, I think I bought them off eBay. These chatty eyes. I'm pretty sure I bought them off eBay. So I just put them in her because honestly her face is really pale, but the coloring is so great. Like, she has full lip color, all her freckles, her eyebrows. She even has that little blush spot in the middle of her forehead along with on her cheeks. And she was just in great condition, and I've always wanted a Canadian chatty Cathy. So I had these eyes laying out, and I just like, sure, why not? And she does have a super, super soft face. So really, I didn't need to boil her head or anything to get the eyes out. Oh yeah, her hair. I love her hair. That's the other thing about her. This doll was in like mint condition. Her hair is flawless. Flawless. So much shine. But anyway, yeah. The number 3 speakers. I don't work on those because there's a paper speaker in there. Not like the kind of plastic / paper speaker that are in the number 4s and 5s, but more of a paper speaker like what's in the cloth covered speakers, but with an open voice box setup. So yeah, I don't work on these because they have the paper speaker, and with the number 4s and 5s, the speaker that they have in there is attached to the front of their body, and it has a spring and another piece that goes over the spring to push the needle onto the record. These number 3s don't have that. They just have the needle, and then they have a paper speaker attached to the top of the needle. So there's nothing pushing that needle down or anything like that. The only thing really pushing the needle down is the spring that is in the very edge of the needle that's connected to the piece that holds everything together. Well, that spring sometimes over time likes to get deformed, and so it pushes up, so the needle doesn't stay down on the record like it should. And so when that happens, you get this. Little to no voice. The needle is on the record, and you can hear the voice, but just very, very faintly. That's what I don't like about the number threes, is because the speaker that's in there, if the doll is not stored right and she's stored somewhere where it gets really humid and a lot of moisture, it's going to get into her body and it's going to completely destroy that paper speaker. Because just like it sounds, all it is paper. So if it gets damp or if it gets wet, that speaker is ruined, and then your doll will most likely never talk again. Just like this one. I don't know if you guys heard that, but love her side glint. She's gorgeous. But yeah, so I've been too busy stalking Chrissy dolls. Ha! I love Chrissy dolls. Hello, Blaine. We are talking about why I don't work on Chatty Cathy's with the cloth-covered speakers. Basically, bodies numbered 1 through 3. Right now, we are on the number 3 body, like hers. Hers is the number 3, so she has a speaker like this, and it's all open. There's no speaker attached to the front of her body, pushing the needle down. It's just this. And then, so yeah, so I'm not exactly sure what she said on that one. I think I want to play with you or play with me or something. I don't know, but that's why I don't work on the number 3 speakers. I do have a chatty baby here from Canada, from my friend, a very good friend of mine in Canada. This doll came from Canada, and she is gorgeous. I love this doll so much. However, over time, since I've had her, she's been doing nothing but sitting on a shelf. So I don't know how it happened, but this eye, one of the posts broke. So now it opens and it closes, but it likes to get pushed in and back. So, but yeah, so that's her. She has great facial coloring. And this one too, just like the last one, has the number 3 speaker, where it's all open. There's no white paper speaker. You know, it's just open. So yeah, this one is just like with this cloth covered chatty over here, or not this one, but the one that's in my cabinet. This is the only number 3 that I've successfully gotten to talk. I mean, I've gotten other ones to talk, but after time, the needle doesn't stay down on the record, and it doesn't sound good. But this one, what I mean, her eye. This one is the only number 3 chatty baby that I've gotten to talk. So yeah, that is that one. And she does talk. She has her original outfit, except she's missing the part that goes underneath, which is fine. I'm fine with that. And her legs, this leg does not like to stay on for some reason. Why? I'm not exactly sure. But this one is rather loose. So, for a doll as old as she is, she sounds pretty clear. Don't she? When I first repaired her, she was really like, ugh. But then I cleaned her record, and her record was just black. Like, pure black. I had to clean her record about 5 different times. And I also did her hair, so her hair is real nice and it's shiny and it's pretty, and I washed and conditioned it. And yeah, night night. Oh, see what I mean about her eye? One of the posts broke, so it likes to kind of fall inward a little bit. And I try my hardest to keep it out like that so it looks good. And it looks like her eye isn't broken, but, you know, not everything goes the way you want it to. Yeah. So yeah, that's her. And like I said, this is the only number 3 I've gotten to work, which is why I don't work on number 3 speakers, because they just bleh. So next is the number 4, I believe. No, she's a number 5, I lied. So next is number 4 and number... Oops, I cannot lay her down. What the hell am I doing? Oops. Alright, so we're just gonna set her down over here. Alright. Next is this number 5 chatty. In case you're wondering and you don't know, this is what a number 5 speaker looks like. It's like the hexagon with the 5 holes. The number 4 is the same body, except it doesn't have these holes underneath. So number 4 is the same body as this, except just without the extra 4 holes underneath. And this doll has a white paper speaker. So she has the plunger. That's the name of it. The spring with the thing on the end. It's called a plunger. The thing that pushes the needle onto the record. But yeah, so this is my number 5 chatty. I got her off of eBay with a couple other dolls. Oh, one of them was the chatty that I have in my cabinet right now, the only cloth-covered speaker chatty that actually likes to work. So, but this is my number 5. She's a brunette piggy tail. And yeah, when I got her, her hair was washed and conditioned. Yes, the piggy tail chatties are always the best. This is not her original outfit. It is a Chatty Cathy outfit, but she came naked. So, I put this outfit on her. This outfit was from my grandma's cloth cover chatty that unfortunately I kind of destroyed. Have I ever worked on a Charmin Chatty Cathy? Oh, I have. Those didn't turn out too well either. The first one I ever worked on is... I mean, I still have her, but the only part that is still in her is the plate that you set the record on that holds the record. That's the only part in there. Everything else, the post broke, and I tried super gluing, and that didn't work, so I'm just kind of like, you're just gonna stand there and look pretty. So I got another Charmin Chatty, and I tried to work on her, and the same thing happened. All the posts broke, and I did re-glue them, and she does talk. However, the glue likes to come loose every now and again, and so I have to re-glue it. But, I mean, it's not that bad. It doesn't come loose very often. And then my third Charmin Chatty, I somehow, I did this real late at night, but I somehow managed to put a new O-ring on her without taking anything out. Like, I mean, literally anything. So I kind of amazed myself with that. If you asked me to do it again, I probably wouldn't be able to. So yes, I have worked on Charmin Chatty dolls before. I love Charmin Chatty. I love all her different records. I think I have 5 or 6 different records. Where they are, I have no clue at the moment. They kind of got lost when I moved from upstairs to the basement. So, but yeah, I have worked on Charmin Chatties before. So, back to this girl. This is, like I said, a pigtail chatty. I saw the commercial. I am taken with her. Yes, Chatty Cathy. Alright, so, like I said before, this is the number 5 body. So she has the white plastic / paper speaker that is attached to the front of her body, so that does not come out. And then with the plunger that pushes the needle onto the record. I like these ones because no matter what kind of condition they're in, you can always get them to talk again. Always, 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 always. Unless their record is just so worn out and damaged that it just doesn't play. I've only had one of those, and it's a tiny chatty baby. Um, but yeah, um, these dolls are just super easy to work on because with these, like I was saying earlier, how I crack them open when I stick them in a freezer for about a minute or two, and then I take them out and then gently pull their limbs out so it cracks all the way down. It worked perfectly on her. Nice, even crack right down the seam. Same with on this side, I believe. Oh no, there is a few spots where it missed, but it's still, for the most part, it's pretty straight. So, and it cracks easy, comes apart easy. Her head was already rather easy to take off because part of the flange was missing. As you can see, that's how I got her. Her head does stay on there pretty well. Like it's, if like unless I was really really trying, it wouldn't go anywhere. Um, and also with these white plastic slash paper speakers, they're always super super loud, super clear. Even if the record's scratched a little bit, yeah, you'll be able to hear those where the needle goes over the scratch and the needle might, or the record might skip a little bit, but it's loud, it sounds like new. So yeah, I got her and I opened her up and I cleaned her record. I believe she has the orange vinyl record. Um, so she is a great talker. Her voice is a little more high pitched than it should be. I need to replace her O-ring and whatnot. So, but here's how she sounds.
I hurt myself. Give me a kiss. I'm hungry. I hurt myself. I love you. May I have a cookie? Please carry me.
So, like you just heard, she said, "May I have a cookie?" And if you know them well enough, you know that when these piggy-tailed chatties came out, they added about 8 more sayings to the record. These ones here with the cloth-covered speakers, like this one, like my unmarked, she only had up to 11 phrases. And then when the piggy-tails came out, they had 18 phrases. And some of the new phrases were, blah, blah, blah. I think it was a redo of Will You Play With Me? It's like in a different tone. And then there's the Give Me a Kiss. And then the one she just said, hello. Let's see if we can get her to say a few more.
Tell me a story. I'm hungry. Please brush my hair. Give me a kiss. I hurt myself. I'm hungry.
Alright, well, I guess she's not going to say them, so I don't want to wear her out too much. If that was Heather that I just saw, you came in a little late because I was just talking about the chatty baby that you gave me, you sent me, and how I don't work on number 3 speakers and how she's a number 3 speaker, but yet she works like new. She's the only number 3 I've gotten work. So yeah, back to this one here, this piggy tail, little cutie. But yeah, so that's why those are all the different body types and whatnot. Let me grab this one. So here's number 1, and then number 3, and number 5. I don't have any number 4s to show you, unfortunately, but the number 4s are basically the same as, they have the same setup as the number 5. They just don't have those 4 holes underneath the hexagon speaker. So it is really humid out here, and I'm sweating like crazy. But yeah, so we'll do one more pull for each of them.
Where are we going?
So that was the number 5. Here is the number 3, Chatty Baby. And then the unmarked Chatty, which obviously does not talk because she is, I don't know. Ooh, Pretty Dreams Barbie. I don't think I have her. I'm gonna have to look and see, but I don't think I have her. And then last we have this. This is a number 3 body that does not like to work. Ah, there goes her head. So just for the heck of it, I'm going to open her up and show you, in case you don't know, what a number 3 body looks like. And yes, I have a rubber band around her. Yes, that gold dress was sent to me by, I can't remember who, but she named her doll, it was a blonde piggy tail, and she named her doll Princess something. But it came with that dress along with another dress, and yeah. Oh wow. So just opening her up. The last time I opened her up, her speaker looked exactly like it should, and I tried to get her working. It didn't work, so I put her back together, and I haven't opened her since. But I just now opened her, and the speaker looks like this. It could be because it's humid outside. I'm not really sure. Oh. There's also a big gaping hole down there, which means this speaker is pretty much nothing now. If you can see it, I don't know if you can, way down there, right about there, yeah, you can see it. There is a hole in this paper speaker, and this is literally just paper. So that's another reason why I don't like to work on these, is because the speakers fall apart so easy. See if I can get her to actually say something. Yeah, that didn't work. That's because this piece was a little off. So let's try that again. I don't know if you guys heard that, but that was "Please Brush My Hair." And the reason why it's not very loud is, one, because there is a big fat hole in the speaker down here, and two, it's not as firm as it used to be. When these dolls were new, these speakers were very firm, and they weren't very bendable like this. But since it's become so fragile and it is disintegrating and falling apart, the sound level is going down because there's nothing for the sound on the record to reflect off of. Because the needle goes on this record, and then it goes up and through the needle, and then it comes out this speaker. Like, it vibrates through the paper and goes out. Well, as far as I know. I'm not that much of an expert, but I know enough. But yeah, so since this speaker is basically just falling apart, there's not much sound left to her. Now, if she had an actual... I think that was "Please Change My Dress." And then, you know what? I'll open her just so you guys can see what I'm talking about by when I say the plastic slash paper speaker. If you guys don't know, I'm not gonna open the unmarked because she would fall apart so easy and everything would be so hard to get back into place. Alright, so this is what I mean by the white paper speaker. This speaker is durable and it lasts, and that's why it is so loud. I mean, really, honestly, even without the front cover, she's still extremely loud. I don't know if you guys could hear that, but she said, "Tell me a story." And this is pretty much the setup of the dolls with bodies numbered 4 and 5. Well, no, number 3s. They have the same type of setup, except they have this cheap paper speaker on here. And then the number 4s and 5s, they got rid of this speaker, and they put it on the front, like this. This is the number 4 body, and what did I just do with it? Oh. This is the number 4, and this is the number 3. Like, you can see me clearly through the chest on the number 3, and not through this one. That's why the number 3s aren't as loud, because they don't have a speaker like this. So, honestly, if I put this speaker on this doll right now, you could probably hear just about everything that she was saying. But that's not how it works. So, but yeah, there's the orange vinyl record. It's nice and shiny because I cleaned it. But yeah.
Please take me with you.
I really want my first chatty to be a piggy tail. She sounds super clear. Yes. Yes. Yes, 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 yes. Piggy tails are always super clear because they always have the white plastic slash speaker. Well, I don't really know if this is even... I mean, I doubt it's paper. It's definitely not paper, because if it was, it wouldn't look like this. It would be all deformed and there would be no sound. So it's definitely not a paper speaker. I don't know why I keep saying that. It's probably just because I've said it for so long that I don't really know what else to say. So, but yeah, those are those. And so I thought I would just make a video. One, because I like talking dolls to YouTube and to all of you guys. And 2, because a follower of mine had a question. And so I thought I would make this video just to help him out a little bit more, just in case the videos I sent him weren't exactly as helpful. So, and then she just goes back together like that.
I'm hungry. Let's play home.
And there goes my phone, falling. Like it shouldn't be.
Let's play home.
But yeah, so just wanted to make that quick little video about all of those and whatnot. And now I'm just putting these dolls back together. And after this video, they're probably going to go back on the shelf and sit for another few years. These arms are really loose. I love your live videos because I can kind of chat with you about fun vintage dollies. Well, duh. That's why I like going live, because I can actually talk to you guys instead of like commenting. Because with like a normal video, I feel like I'm just talking to myself. And then if I go live, it's like I have all you guys to comment and, you know, social media interact with, you know. So always it's always nicer to go live. My videos up 90% faster when I go live compared to um the last time I tried to make a normal video, it was when I got my doll from Spencer's that I was going to customize. And yeah, it took about I was waiting about a month and it still wasn't uploaded. Just like screw that. Live videos done. 5 minutes. Done. They're uploaded. It's so nice. I've enjoyed this almost like a chatty Cathy lesson. Yep. I feel like I haven't made a video with chatty Cathys in quite a while. So I just thought it was time. It's time to make a video with these awesome pieces of history. Like history. These dolls will live on forever and ever and ever and ever and ever and ever. And they will never die. So yeah, that's about it for this video. I really hope you guys have enjoyed this, and I hope it helped some of you. And I hope I did a good job being informative and all that. So, yeah, if you like this video, hit like, comment, hit the little bell too. I keep seeing that on everyone's video beginning. If you like this video, hit the notification bell. You know when we're gonna have our next video. No, but really do that, because most of the time when I go live, not very many people join. There's about 7 right now with 3 likes, which is way more than I normally get or 3 followers and maybe 1 like. But seeing this video, this is a good turnout. A very good turnout. So I thank you highly. I enjoy you. But alright. So we'll do one more from Chatty Cathy. Just cause. Yes, I will. I'm gonna have to do your hair again anyway. So that, and you all have a very good and I video.